Now with the software you got here, with the OPPO FInd 5, you've got a relatively new version of Android, but you got their user interface right over the top. It does really cool sort of oddities like this NFC deal here. You can use this to make the NFC tags that come with this device work. Where a lot of devices come with the ability to download an app to make that happen, you can do it right out of the box. If you tap into here, you can change these things to make them look for your Wi-Fi, or you can make them say that when you tap them later, you can set up your phone to have different settings and stuff like that. Down here, we can see that we are using Android 4.1.1. That's Jelly Bean. It's not quite the newest kind. We also have a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core processor with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now, right now you can see we don't have an internet on, so there are some things that aren't showing up. Like right here, our contacts list would be. We have a unique sort of set of widgets here that are only offered with this device at the moment. They're pretty cool. It looks sort of, rounded at the edges, more organic. The icons for a lot of things are also replaced, so they look sort of that sort of candy style we used to see with Samsung and Apple, sort of modified to look sort of more modernistic. If you go into music, you can see you have your own music player. We're also using Dolby. Inside here, you can also see the same with the video. We have one example. This is showing you how to use the camera. Turn the volume up a little bit here. So even though the speaker is back facing it, it is quite loud. So that's pretty good. The camera that they're describing here is the one that's on the device, obviously, but it's showing you some effects. So far we've found the camera to be fairly decent. Definitely not up to the same sort of speed that the HTC One is. We have yet to compare it directly to the Galaxy S4. And it's little kind of roughly comparable to the iPhone 5. We have yet to compare that in depth also. Back out here. We'll check out the camera here quick. The camera does look fairly stock, but you are able to do things like go in and change the resolution, look for faces, put a grid on there, you can turn your flash off or on, switch to front facing, hello, and so forth. You can get HDR and panorama basics. Now, once you get out here, you'll find that some of the things you'd normally be using, such as app switching, is a little bit different. If you hold down your home key there, you're able to switch through the apps you'd normally go to quite easily. So I can go back to video like that. Hold that down and go to a different one. But I can also clean up what I'm not using. Now what this does is, if you, for example, if you're using something like Facebook messaging, and there's a little, when your little chat heads floating around here, if you were to clean it like this, that would disappear. Now what it also showed was that it closed all the apps that we had open, so anytime you go back to those apps now, they'll be starting from fresh. This little thing is included in lots of apps, has been for quite a while in Android, but it's rarely included with the device, with the basic operating system, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, this device is fairly, nicely put together. We have items such as, system updates straight from an app. That's really cool for people who are unfamiliar with Android. Quick Office for your office documents. Recorder, you don't always get that with the device right out of the box. And basics. So check it out. And this device will not necessarily ever be available in the United States, so that's a bummer, but you can get it across the ocean, and it's really nice.